Overall, obviously, it's a great win for us. It's a good football team. They played fast on offense, did a really good job, and defensively had some unique things we hadn't seen. Made some good adjustments to it as the game went on, and we're able to make some big plays in the game, which we didn't do last week, which was key. We made some big plays, which obviously helps offensively, and so I was proud. It's a great win for our program, and just got to, we keep just learning about our team and keep getting better, but it was a hard-fought game.
Coach, for you personally, first win as a head coach, how does it feel?
Relieved. I was relieved. It was, they were a good football team, 2-0, really good defensively, one of the top turnover teams in the country, one of the top defenses in terms of scoring points. They do some very, very unique things. My hat goes off to them. They had a good little plan. We made some good adjustments, and were able to get enough to win the game.
You held them to -6 yards rushing in the third quarter. Was that halftime adjustments? Was that you saw different things? And then
yeah, it was halftime adjustments. Started to get that way a little bit towards the end of the first half. We saw them, started doing some of those things. We did it again. I know, talking to Coach Niver, he's kicking himself for calling off the dogs a little bit in that last drive towards the end once we got up by a couple of scores and allowed them to get some momentum back into the game.
Coach, the onside kick, I don't know if you talked about that or did you reflect on last week and the not going for it on 4th and 3 at the 38 when you made that decision? Just
no, not at all.
What was behind your thought on going for the onside kick there?
Well, we had seen some things right on film. It was after a penalty, we had an opportunity, short field. What good does it do to kick the ball at the back of the end zone? I don't know if that's all that smart. Coach Miller did a great job. Aiden, Panning, like those guys do a lot of the scouting, and felt like there was an opportunity for it, and play to win.
Any concern if you don't make it there, you lose some of the momentum you've already gained there?
No, not at all. We were playing well in the third quarter right there defensively, as you mentioned earlier. I felt pretty good about how the adjustments we made into the first half, second half, kind of how we were playing. I felt like we'd be okay. We'd given up 3 field goals through the course of the game, so I felt pretty good about it.
offensively speaking, they were either blitz happy or blitz crazy, whatever words you want to use. Yeah. How do you feel that your offense held and picked up all the blitzes throughout?
Again, as the game went on better, early wasn't. And that's what that defense is, right? We talked about it earlier in the week in my press conference. It's a hit or miss. It could be a no gain, a loss of 2, and then a 62-yard touchdown. Like it's just kind of how the defense goes. They did a good job of. They kept mixing it up. I don't know. They didn't give you much of the same look throughout the course of the game, and our guys just did a good job of creating just some easier stuff for our guys to go out and execute versus all of it, and we had some success with it.
Don't you probably see a lot of Jared's explosiveness in practice? I mean, is it fun to actually see it come out in a game?
Oh yeah. We know it's there. Players win games, not coaches, right? It's not plays, it's players. So he did a great job. He just got him the ball in his hands and let him do his thing.
Coach, obviously you'd like to be able to do this every game, but it's the second straight game that you've dominated the third quarter. The adjustments you guys are making at halftime, how proud are you that they're coming out and working?
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud that we're able to do that and make the adjustments. It's weird. We see them, and we talk about them. Sometimes we need that little bit of break to actually show the players them so they can visualize it, see it, and you can kind of talk them through it. You don't always get as much time during the course of the game, but I think the staff has done a great job when we're able to get in, clarify it, because we're talking about it as the game's going on, and we come in, we're able to make those adjustments, show them, and be really clear and concise, and this is what we're going to do and how we're going to do it.
Did having to prepare for 2 UCLA quarterbacks last week kind of help you prepare for Jacksonville State's double quarterbacks?
Yeah, it was interesting. They're both really good players, and they both move the ball for them. Both those guys did a really good job. And I don't know that the system changed much, regardless of who was the quarterback. Maybe the results of certain things changed. Again, as I mentioned earlier, one guy maybe ran it better, one guy maybe threw it better. But at the end of the day, I thought both those guys did a nice job tonight.
Liam had a career high 3 field goals, we were told. Can you just comment on that?
Yeah, I mean, I trust him. Right, it goes back to your question about last game. Even like he's got a strong leg. You see that, and he's definitely a weapon for us. As is Evan. He punted the ball really well tonight. They pressured us a lot and coming after our punts, but I'm proud of him. I'm proud of the way he bounced back. It's never easy. You miss a couple of field goals and your team loses the game. You always sit there and ask yourself, what can I have done better? Or, the boy just worked hard, kept his head down, and did a really good job. And his kickoffs were amazing, touchbacks. I mean, he just did a great job tonight.
You said you were relieved to get that first win. How are you going to celebrate now that first win?
I don't know. Relieved. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm proud for our players. They've worked really hard. It's been a long time now, right? It's been 4 games. So for them to get an opportunity to sing the victory song in the locker room, it meant a lot to some of those guys, and I think they're relieved too. I think they know they can do it now. They feel it, and they see it takes hard work. And you get everybody's best shot. You get everybody's best shot because of who we are, and you got to come to play every single week.
Coach, at times, obviously Jared Brand had that really great run for 7-7, but at times it seemed y'all struggled to run the ball, get a couple yards here and there. What were you seeing? Keep running the ball. What were your thoughts about that?
Well, we were trying to, they were blitzing a ton, like from everywhere, different stuff. We were just trying to, hope we'd get one, to be honest with you. I mean, get a guy out of gap, get 2 guys in a gap, and kick them out. We did a lot of misdirection type stuff to get, pin blocks and kickouts to create angles, and it's just a tough sledding in there when they're doing that. They're moving guys all over the place and blitzing and stunting, and sometimes it's hard to be able to block them all, right? It's just the way that it is. It's why the passing game was a little bit more open, and we had some success being able to do that through the course of the game.
And they're down the red zone, or got close to their side of the field. There's times came with a field goal to a touchdown.
Yeah.
Last game, obviously, there was a struggle in the red zone. What did you see from that? Are you concerned at all about that? Leading to points on the board?
Well, yeah. I mean, to sit there and say, "Am I concerned because we're not scoring touchdowns?" Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we got to continue. It just doesn't happen overnight, right? It's just not one of the things you go out there and practice, and they're going to say, "Okay, since you practice it, we'll let you score touchdowns." Like, you still got to execute. You still got to block guys. You still got to get open. You still got to challenge for the ball when the ball's in the air. You still got to make good throws. You still got to do all those things. And so we had a few opportunities today. We didn't take advantage of them. They made a couple of good plays here and there. They had a couple of good calls here and there. So I think at the end of the day, we're growing. We continue to learn. We learn us, who can do what, how do we do it, how do we get people the ball in what scenarios and situations. We continue to grow, and we're going to get better too. Our football team's going to get better. Our coaching staff's going to get better. We're going to continually do that. So we're playing our best football at the end of the season.
Speaking of concerns, the running game didn't do as well as you might have hoped. Is that something you're worried about moving forward in the season?
I'll be honest, going into this game, I didn't think we'd run the ball at all because as many blitzing, I figured we'd have a pretty decent game passing because I knew there'd be some openings. But we tried to run it. You saw us even in 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, just trying to protect the edges, trying to create more guys in there to block all the guys that were in the box, moving and stemming around like they were. Because what happens, you can block all of them, and then they blitz 2 guys in, you don't know when to block those 2 guys. And so you could throw some RPOs, you could do some things, and we did. And you saw that. Some of that stuff we were hitting was RPOs off of our run game. and got us going a little bit in the second and third quarter. Continue to do that, and then they man pressured some, and man pressure takes away the RPOs, and so you got to be able to protect, and you got to be able to throw and catch. And we hit some of those. They blitzed us on third down. We hit Jared on a quick little 5-yard out. We took it to the house because it was man coverage. So it was just things as we saw and started to get to the game plan and make the adjustments that we did. We were ended up creating some big plays for us.
It seemed like in the second half the team came out much more on fire, much more motivated. Was there anything specific you said to the team or any changes you made at halftime that influenced them?
Yeah, we made some adjustments because they did do some different things. They played that 3 safety look quite a bit. Ran that, I don't know, I call him the Joker, the guy in the middle of the field. He was kind of all over. He just played the run, he played the pass, he chased the quarterback down. He's the guy who almost made the play on the reverse. Like, he just kind of played like a monster back in the middle. We hadn't seen that from him, and they did that. I think they did it because of our ability to run with Grayson. I think they were kind of putting him on him, and Grayson. And if they saw pass, then he dropped back and gave him an extra cover guy.
Yeah, what were you seeing with that?
It's a variety of stuff. Like, one time, I'm sure they called it a sack, it was quarterback draw, and they blitzed it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it's hard to run a draw play when you're blitzing. They caught us in that. Another one, he was hot. They brought 2 off an edge, and that's on the quarterback. He's got to get the ball out. So it's easy to blame the O-line because everybody thinks they're the guys in pass protection, but it's everyone. It's everyone up front, and you just got to tighten those down. You're playing a team like this that comes from all over the place, and they blitz. It's going to happen. Like, it is going to happen. And you'll ask me, Coach, why don't teams do more of those? Why don't teams play this defense more? We do. It's kind of what we do. You watch our guys; they come from everywhere. They play a bunch of multiple coverages, and that's why I'm playing it, because you don't see it very much, and it's pretty effective because you can get home to the quarterback. And when we pressured them, we got home. We just didn't always pressure them.